3 years of being a freelance video editor, I burned out too many times. I never could understand what is happening. Is it the job? Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I have bad clients, or I'm editing the wrong videos, or maybe it's just me. I'm just stupid and I cannot work a lot. And finally, after thinking a bit more and going to therapist and like trying to figure out why was it happening, why it is still happening, like this week, last week, and basically every week I'm burnt out. I hate this job, and I think about if I have to do this thing over and over again, like for a year, and I will not be able to handle this. But finally I found some sort of an understanding on why is this happening, how can you avoid burning out. Like as a freelance video editor, of course, if you know this channel, I want to discuss why grinding it out and hustling will not help, why this burnout happens, and what are the solutions to this, the tricks that I'm doing with my work in my head to avoid burning out or overcome burning out. So let's try to define burning out. Getting tired from doing the same thing over and over again. It happens more often with the people that don't see the value of their work. They don't see how it impacts other people. Basically, people who are working at factories or like in the office, they're just a cog in a huge machine. These are the people who are more susceptible to burnout. Now we have a little bit of understanding. We need to search for the meaning, right? Meaning in our job. When I am doing videos and I don't see like the meaning of this video for the viewer, I don't like what I'm doing. I don't learn anything new. I don't apply cool effects, like cool visual stuff that I enjoy. So there is no meaning for me. Plus, I don't like the content. So I don't think there is a meaning for the viewer. Thus, the burnout will likely happen much faster if you have a client, a job like this. Now again, I will discuss all the possible problems, and then later I will tell you like how to avoid it and all the things that I'm doing. So let's continue. So what kind of a burnout do I experience all the time? First of all, yeah, this can be kind of, I don't know, narcissistic, selfish, but I'm feeling that I'm wasting my life, days of my life, for someone else, for someone else's projects, and I'm not doing my projects. When I spend a whole day creating a video for someone else, looking at their face, how they are talking about some cool stuff, I'm thinking, damn, they recorded this, now I'm making this for them, they will post it, this is great, they have a business. And I guess I'm very selfish, because by doing that I feel that I'm wasting my time, because I'm not doing something for myself, for my long-term growth. To tackle this, we will discuss it later, but right now, like, you have to understand that in editing each and every video, you can find a way to grow for yourself, like learning new stuff, applying new stuff. We will continue with that later. Now, you can basically also burn out because of the amount of work that you have. When you're a freelancer, when you work from home, you can just wake up and spend the next 10 hours near your computer, grind and like do this creative work. And it's hard. Creative work is hard because you have to apply stuff, and you also have to come up with stuff, and you also have to search for stuff. If you're a YouTube freelance video editor, usually you have to look for B-roll images, and that's very demanding. By doing this 10 hours a day, 8 hours even 6 hours is too much. And if you forget the why, like, why are you doing this? You will burn out. It is just a nature of us, of people. By evolution, we are not meant to work sitting down near computer for even 4 hours a day. We are born, we are created to move, to see things, to react, to figure stuff out. We are born to have interest or the desire to survive. And when you're just disassociated from your whole point as a human being, like as a Homo sapiens, you're just here creating some videos on a flat screen doing God knows what, you start to feel this feeling that this is pretty weird life because you're going against nature. I drifted away from the burning out. You know what it is. You know how it feels. A lot of us overachievers, we will never accept that we are burned out. We will never accept that we need 2 weeks of rest. And a lot of times we don't have an option to have 2 weeks of rest, sadly. This is capitalism, maybe. We cannot accept that we are burned out. We are just thinking that we are lazy. Everyone is hustling, grinding, and doing stuff, and we are lazy. I am into this thing at this exact moment. I can never rest. Every time when I'm getting some rest, I am not, because I'm always thinking that I should be doing something else. Even when I'm at the gym, I'm like, damn, you have to do something else. You have to work. Why are you at the gym? You're wasting time. And like, it's just, it becomes stupid. So remember, it is important to accept that you are burned out. And now let's talk about why grinding it out is not an option. Let me put myself as an example. I'm putting myself in a position that unless I will do something, I am below zero. When I wake up, for example, and I didn't have a perfect sleep score, I'm already here. Now I have to catch up. But there are problems, there is life, that sometimes you cannot just do everything perfectly, and you stay below zero. And you think, well, alright, if I will hustle and grind and do a lot of work, I will get above zero. No, you won't. We always think that in one day we have to do this perfect morning routine, socialize, do a lot of focused work, exercise, don't eat junk food, don't drink alcohol, don't do nicotine, don't do anything, and then maybe I will get to my baseline. Then I guess I'm alright. But unless you will do everything perfectly, you are below zero. You are below your baseline. The funny thing is that you will it's all here. You will never get above the baseline by doing stuff. You have to feel yourself above the baseline. That's the thing. You have to start working on this whole thing from here. And we have this expectations from ourselves. We have the social pressure, like watching YouTube, Instagram, all the successful people. They are all so perfect and everyone is so great. So we have to be like that. But 95% of the times we cannot do those things. So 95% of the time we feel miserable. That's where this whole grinding mindset comes from. Why do I have to grind? Because I am not enough. Because I am bullshit. I am below zero. I am already late. I did not do enough. I need more. And if your grind comes from this will not get you anywhere. The grind has to come from the other place. And now let's discuss the solutions on how to avoid burnout and how to solve burnout. To continue my thought, the grind has come from the interest. When you are really interested in something, when you have an idea that you want to implement, when you are just interested in something, you can spend 10-12 hours on this whole thing, whole day, forget to eat. And it didn't feel like so hard. It felt effortless. Why? Because you had interest in it. And you will not feel like you're grinding, but it is actually what the grinding is. It is the exact thing. This is the grind. When you are so interested in a thing that you will spend a whole day to solve a problem, to pursue the challenge. I think the word interest is the closest thing to happiness. When you're interested in something in your life, when your mind is occupied in solving a problem, in achieving a result, you're getting into the flow state. And when you're in the flow state, you're truly happy. All of the things that I did in my life, like when I started running, when I gained a lot of muscle in 6 months, and when I was going to the gym consistently, everything that I did consistently and for a long time, I did because of the interest, not because I have to. When I have to do something, I don't want to do it, and I will probably not do it. I have to go to work. You. I have to show up somewhere on time. I will be late. I don't care. But if I want to, if I have a challenge, why do I want to run today? I want to see how fast can I go? How long can I go? How can I improve my pacing? How can I improve my cadence? Try out some fueling, some maybe gels, or try out my new shoes. It becomes interesting. But when it's just, I have to do this. Why? I don't know. I just have to. Some people have this power, willpower. They can go like this for a long time, but your life will feel miserable because you will basically do the stuff that you don't want to do. Even David Goggins, with his thing, like do the things that you don't want to do, he has an interest in doing the things that he doesn't want to do. This is his challenge. This is where he created this interest. You are doing the things that you don't want to do, but your whole challenge, your whole interest is in doing those things. If you have a direct answer on why you are doing those things, it will be easier. Back to the video editing. If you don't have an interest in video editing, in doing this work, because sometimes a lot of clients, like they have boring videos. Sometimes it's not about creating these beautiful, great shots, or I don't know, like creating a cinema, creating amazing effects if you're into this thing. Sometimes it's just boring shit, but they pay you well and you need to pay your rent and you are burned out because it's not interesting. What can you do at that point? Because you can quit, you can just forget about it, but how can you make the boring job better? You have to start with improving the process and the workflow. This is a challenge on its own, right? Trying to make boring work as fast as possible, working on shortcuts, working on like checking out new things, automation things like plugins that will do the boring job for you. Like try to automate this as much as possible. Find a problem, how can you improve your workflow, and try to find a way to solve it, to make the process easier. It's so enjoyable when you found a way to make the boring part easy. So you know that now I have to spend less time for this. You created yourself free time with your brain, and that's a great feeling. If you like automation, like I love Factorio game. In the beginning I didn't like it, and then it clicked and I'm like, damn, this is so cool. And I applied so many things from this game to my editing, that creating everything so it would work for you. Automate stuff, improve the process. And this kind of transforms into making it interesting. How to make a boring editing interesting. Create some sort of a speed challenges. Create some sort of presets for everything. Like if you have this workflow and you have a lot of things that you're doing, take a step back and see what can you automate. Make it interesting. If this job is so boring that the process is just too boring, you cannot. Then you have to look at it on macro level, look at from the big picture, and now let's think, all right, how can I make this a challenge that I want to solve? Edit this video in this amount of time. That's a challenge, and you have to think. You don't even think about the problems inside of the video, the process. You think about it on a macro level. You think about how to make it more fun, like overall throughout the week. How can I make one video a week, one video a day, or like every 2 days? Automate it as much as possible, and you will also earn a lot of money. The problem is that when you will get used to it, this will be your process, right? You can make a lot more videos, but it will also become not interesting anymore because you already solved this problem. There is no challenge, and now you can burn out even faster because now you edit one video a day or something. I also went through that problem. Another one is a little bit harder to achieve because, especially in the beginning, because you don't have a lot of job opportunities in the beginning. And sometimes you do not decide between, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? The client, your first client, usually when you have your first client, you're like, yeah, finally. And you edit whatever there is out there. It's not that you are finding your niche. Your niche is finding you because of your first client. Now, to transition to something that you actually like, that will probably take time, but it is a key to do the stuff that you like, to edit videos that you like, to edit stuff that you like. If you like documentaries, you like to create storytelling, you do that. If you will get a job that will give you documentaries and you will edit those, it will be much more enjoyable for you. So you have to think on what kind of videos do you like. Actively acknowledge it, that this is the goal with your video editing career, that you have to, at some point, if you don't have these kind of videos right now, the clients with these videos, at some point you have to take a step. When you will have a portfolio, you have to visit YT jobs, right? And look for the channels, look for the clients with the videos that you are interested in. That is how you will avoid the burnout. But interest is everything. I'm not sure if interest is the right word. Like when you are passionate about something, not passionate, when the thing is interesting for you, that's when you will grind without even noticing that you're grinding. So you always have to remember, all right, why am I doing this? Why am I interested in this? If you cannot find the answer, look for it. Create these side quests for yourself. Like create this, make this as a game. Let me give you an example with my latest video. So my latest video is a pretty long video. It's like kind of a mini course or something, I don't know. And it was really boring to edit. It's like 2 hours of footage and I edited it and I had 1 hour, and it's like me rambling for hours. And to be honest, I think this is not the best video because the video is 1 hour long and the average watch time is 7 minutes. Need to work on my storytelling skills. It was very boring for me to edit until I found this cool, not plugin, effect in DaVinci, which is called Film Look. And you can create these black borders and you create the grain and everything and like do some color correction. And when I looked at the picture after doing that, it was a completely different like vibe. I wanted to finish it. I liked it so much, and I tried to color correct every scene, and I found an interest, and I was like doing this for hours. Like for the whole day I spent editing this video because I liked what I see. I liked what I was working with. It makes a huge difference when you actually enjoy the process, when you are not doing this mindlessly, when you're not feeling that you are just a tool, you're a cog in this huge machine. When you feel that this is something that you like, this is something that you're interested in, and when you like the results that you're getting. Always look for the answer on why is this interesting for you? And if it's not interesting, find a way or ditch it. In the end, this is your one life, and you're spending hours, days of your life doing the stuff that you hate. Think long term. Of course, if you don't have any money and you need to pay your rent, yeah, that is the thing. But that's you will have an interest in. You will have an interest to work then, because it's like your mini game of life to find money to pay your rent and buy some food. But then when you solve that problem, then you have to ask some questions. Like, maybe I can find a way that I like more to earn the same amount of money to sustain my living. And then it becomes interesting. If you already burned out, take a break, 1 day, 2 days, a week, how long you can. Think about why you started doing this whole thing, video editing. Why did you start it? What did you like in it? And think, how can you get it back from the job that you already have, for example. That is what I am trying to do right now. It's not easy. You live on autopilot. You have to like really stop and think about what do you want to do with your life. Don't burn out. Stay safe. Take care of yourself.